episodes, Luigi drinks tap water, which turns out to be contaminated and transforms into an outdated but relevant symbol of humor, a clown. Mario freaks out and goes to the castle for help. 4 and Meggy freak out as well because the clown epidemic has broken out. Meggy tries to whack their affected purse, but trips on a rock, causing her to be one of them. 4 and Mario run away and witness the kingdom undergoing a clown apocalypse. Anyone who drank water within the time period of this episode is at risk. The simplest of mistakes could easily give someone makeup, a wig, and a red nose. Mario's the only immune one thanks to his daily antics, proving he doesn't need makeup to be a clown. After a road encounter with the psychopathic Juggalos, they crash their gateway car and find the source of the problem in a circus tent. A clown by the name of Depresso has been crying to the river poisoning the water supply since his girlfriend had dumped him for being not clown enough. Or she recently became a digital prostitute. Both things can be true at the same time. They attempt to reverse everything by making him the dominant clown. So they film a competition. Unfortunately, Mario's stupidity gets in the way of resolution, and it doesn't help that Depresso's tricks are culturally distinguishable as a nursery rhyme. In a bit of frustration, SMG4 trips the camera, creating a domino effect, causing destruction of the planet. The fire goes off on him, making the guy too far gone, and summons the clown goddess, Giru. She's enamored with his incidental action and runs off with him instead of her old flame, leaving the conflict unresolved. This inspires Depresso to become the next Joaquin Phoenix, and that's honestly how it ends. Feels a bit strange going back to the non-canon endings for after a while. 7 out of 10. A slightly weak episode with a decent plot and substantial message. It's not grand on paper due to the outcome that the story wasn't completed. As a result, it's both meta and the hard truth. Not gonna lie, it gave me a chuckle at first, but we were robbed of a potential part 2, which is a shame. Anyways, the humor is predictable, but for the course. The characters were fine, including Depresso, who I wish we'll get to know more in the future, even though he does look like Chuckles from Toy Story 3. But what really justifies the purpose of this episode is its commentary on current comedy. What was mainly used for looking on the bright side after any kind of mistakes has evolved into laughing at anyone's misfortunes, regardless if the person in question is worth of society. Comedy has been further materialized with the internet to a point where someone can rely on it as a lifestyle. But if someone were to make a bad move, or more likely make an unfunny meme, they become the joke. A comedian can easily fall into his trap when they turn into something everyone can laugh at, but not laugh with. That to me is a lot scarier than clowns in general could ever be. So what did everyone else take away from the episode? Of course, glitch represents a recent trend or meme. They get scrutinized for copying everyone else instead of praising and taking the South Park route, mocking into their own twisted way. Basically,
then you've made a distinction between what is okay to poke fun at and what isn't. Either it's all okay, or none of it is.
It's it with the internet jokes and not the real world issues. In fact, this next review shows why people shouldn't take the most minor problems super seriously, because it's yet another controversial episode. So let's get this over with. Mario wakes up in his room on the floor looking for his bro, but can't find him anywhere. He goes outside to discover everyone is gone. Even the internet doesn't seem to be working since it shows a single video. Realizing he has the planet to himself, he takes the liberty to have the most fun he's ever had until he goes insane. The repetition of loneliness gets to him and starts seeing a hobo clone of himself. Out of sheer curiosity, he tries to catch up to the thing, eventually waking up in Neo's playground. The computer, controlled by a mysterious entity, answers what's really going on. The other day, Mario was out of the blue drunk and barged into Castle's kitchen while his friends were making pizza. But it wasn't supposed to be an ordinary pizza, since they became frustrated about him disrupting the process. They sent him home so he can get sober, which explains their disappearance. He apologizes for the incident and begs to be taken home, but he's instead taken near a waterfall with the hobo nearby making him jump. Meanwhile, everyone in town was preparing to break the record for baking the world's largest pizza, which you're about to dig in. As Bob's lowered into the park, he spots Mario falling down from the building and crash lands into the pie, making a huge mess. Turns out the man was severely intoxicated and was hallucinating everything, leaving him unaware of his friend's project. Happy to see everyone safe and sound, he tries out the saucy mess, but he doesn't seem to care that he just broke the camel's back and is about to be shown some tough love. 6 out of 10, a unique take on formulaic idea, but it came with a lackluster ending. Starting with a positive, the pacing is good, although it got a little hard to tell Mario was drunk the whole time, even after he was told the truth. I like the idea of an existential crisis created from loneliness, but the ending turned into another average video since it didn't really say a whole lot about Mario's character. I guess you could interrupt this hobo clone as a subconscious ordering whatever chaos it desires, thus explain his careless nature. Any theories out there could help fill in the blanks? But of course, here's why I really had to talk about the episode. The punishment. You see, people have forgotten SMG4 was a show without rules or morality, and it's one of the reasons Luke grew an audience. Nobody cared which character got what they deserve or how horrible their actions were, but it's very possible the anarchy gimmick could have easily run the show's course had it been a long-term aspect. Adding into those two elements without sacrificing its core humor has surely kept it going, but at cost of purity. Now all of a sudden, whenever a character or group is guilty, it apparently justifies bullying showrunners for making one episode out of hundreds they don't like. Have they taken into consideration that both Mario and the people who baked the pizza were both in the wrong? Crazy, I know. Mario totally shouldn't have cracked a cold one in the first place because alcohol is a damn well addictive, and it's not surprisingly he ended up on a skyscraper. While the others should have thought this through, making sure he wasn't going to screw up since their experience tells them he's unpredictable as hell, and somebody should have watched him more until the party was done. And they could have saved him a slice if they wanted it all to themselves. Regardless what could have done, it wasn't inevitable. Mario was going to hug the pizza because that's very much in his character. I don't care if the punishment was overboard because, once again, much worse has happened over the years and almost everyone was okay with it. So does that mean Mario's been flandered because it's not predictable that he would do anything that ends with a punishment? And I'm actually excusing bad writing?
No.
In fact, the reception of the video exposes how hypocritical the community has become ever since Luke started developing unique content. It's infuriating and depressing to see these guys don't know or care what they're doing, to the point they let their presence become the next viral punching bag, as we didn't have enough of those. I'm not gonna make this rant 15 minutes long. I want to save myself for being negative over petty shit. So the point of all this:
Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill.
But of course I expect this to get ignored too. You may love the internet, but it won't love you back. Jesus Christ, just go to the next video.
Hey, you, fuck you.
The title made you jump, didn't it? SMG4 receives a letter from the insufferable lawyers of Nintendo, urging him to hide Mario from the public for about a few minutes. A figurehead who goes by Lawyer Kong and his army of ninjas arrive at the castle wanting to make another mainline Mario game. But the Star Problem refuses because he's tired from the underwhelming spin-offs. He's taken by force instead of him film gameplay, since 4 can do anything that will push his career at risk. As he said, Nintendo's the only entity he can't piss off, at least not willingly. Maggie finds out the news, so she barges onto the chute, which looks far from Odyssey 2. To take her friend back, the primal litigator will do anything but back down, as he later fires back by sending her a classic cease and desist letter. However, her experience in law school shines through by explaining the fair use law, proving they can shut down their ventures. The big legal bully unleashes the horde of Nintendo ninjas in rage. Then the duo pull a Kingsman and thankfully take them all down. LK has a stranglehold of 4 about to destroy their entire livelihood, so Mario gives in to go back working for them as long as his friends are safe. And hopefully they'll remember him through his franchise's release schedule. Before their dynamic changes, Miyamoto barges in with an idea for a Luigi game instead because apparently he puts SMG4's crew longevity at lower risk. During a typical horror-hyped Nintendo Direct, Super Luigi Gardening is announced and praised with great reviews at launch. But everyone knows IGN is not to be trusted, as they might have skimmed over the free update model. 6.5 out of 10, an interesting idea that I'm surprised they haven't done earlier, aside from the skip from last year's What If. But there's an opportunity they could have gone to. I laugh at things like the battle and the ending, and the negative continuity that Meggy has a law degree, which are the only highlights I have. The characters including Mario were portrayed alright, but here's the thing. This could have been a perfect time to showcase the lives of other characters when Mario isn't around and how their lives essentially become blander without him, so they have a reason to bring him back. Hell, it could have easily softened the blow from the last episode. It would have meant anything for those fans. I complained that the influx of Mario-centric episodes are making the channel feel like more of the same, and they still kind of have this issue since he really has a minor role. But variety isn't appreciated by YouTube or the fans who whine about the characters, just because they're there, so the crew is forced to play it safe. Which is why the pawn business was a breath of fresh air, but these groups are tricking them into thinking no one wants stuff like that. Even the next video is a good example of that. But before we move on, it's hard not to notice this. This video was a commentary on Nintendo's frustrating practices as of late, rather than response to a frankly irrelevant YouTuber who got into legal trouble ages ago. SMG4 isn't and hopefully will never be a target of infringement since parity law is protecting him just fine. But yet again, there's that crowd who wants to watch the world burn and make Nintendo a worse company than they already are. Believe me, if the channel does ever get deleted for those reasons, then say goodbye to every single video that they ever said their name and reviewed their products. It's far-fetched to go nuclear on YouTube since they could really hurt their business, but not so much that people want to destroy someone's career just for existing. Take it from someone who rightfully criticized their work without exaggerating anything that's wrong with it. For example, I find Lord Kong's voice to be distracting because it's text-to-speech or some really confusing sentence mixing at times. But if I truly hate it, I wouldn't have a problem with characters like Bob and Swag who have spoken like that for years. The things these critics would say to make sure they're right about the show's decline, I swear, maybe the next video will help cheer me up.
Same room. What is this? A crossover episode?
Mario wakes up to a bunch of doppelgangers from different universes, which is the work of supposed Grand Mario who were his counterparts to wreak havoc on the original for being a repeat offender of viral mockery. He freaks out and goes back to his own world, telling Tori that the multiverse is in trouble. Suddenly, another portal opens up and out comes Tori from another universe. Her home, Silica City, has been seized by the Plumber Army, prompting her counterpart in real Mario to restore everything. After running with Engineerio in the desert, they bump into Robot Tario with the NES universe, and this version happens to be off for Rocker. Then they land into Skybreakers where they meet Pirate Tari and tackle the Italian beast head-on. But he captures Mario in the process, taking them into Silica City. The Mario's leader reveals himself to be Mark Zuckerberg, who had been gathering the world to create his own for profit in an attempt to save his dying empire. However, he understates the power of Meta Runners, all as for Tari's blast away the plumbers and spray the lizard man who turned out to be an alien and scratched it like a bug. They all congratulate each other and return their home universes, but leave the hostage behind. Non-canon episodes are a nice surprise from time to time, not because it harkens back to simpler times, but they can be as outlandish as they want with the universe. Since this is Tari's anniversary video, seeing 3 more versions of her at the same time fits well with the multiverse concept, and it didn't fit the canon of Metarunner and SMG4 at all. But if you know me too well, it's not what I really wanted. I understand Miles were plot device for it to happen, but it's been done before him twice. I think it should have been about beating up Suck from the start. Then it could have been focused more on the Tari's teaming up. Yet again, Mario takes away some of the spotlight because the audience can't comprehend it can be more than silly a Mario series. But SW, this was a Metarunner cash grab. They just copied Mario as an excuse for more Tari to promote the final season.
What's wrong with that? Shut the fuck up!
Of course I know you are going to say that. If you complain about it so much, that tells me you don't care about the other glitch shows. Not even an episode for free of lore can please you at this point, and you're better off unfollowing them. Overall, this was still decent, but I can't feel not disappointed that it could have been a blast to better pay tribute to one of the creations. So I can't give it higher than a 6.5 out of 10. Wow, I sure lied to myself on that last review. August is the month in desperate need of holiday because this month honestly didn't feel so special. Maybe that's why I was born in September. Anyways, check out my other reviews and reactions if you're new here, and drop by on my Sunday streams if you want. Hope you guys had a great summer, and as always, peace out.
Fuck.